I said, are you ready?
Shawn Michaels wasn't ready for the betrayal. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. Time to review Monday Night Raw for the good old days, for 2002. We have a new GM, we have a new Undisputed Champion, and we have a new era, it feels like, on Monday Night Raw. So let's get into it. Let's review the 22nd of July.
Eric Bischoff, I'm back. And he is back with a bang because he introduces the game.
Triple H.
Triple H. Of course, Triple H is the newest acquisition to Monday Night Raw after he chose Raw at Vengeance. That was the big reveal. Did he choose it because of Bischoff?
Did he choose Raw or did he choose Shawn Michaels, though?
He chose Shawn. But
if Shawn was on...
Shawn couldn't do Smackdown because it interfered with his wee church days.
He can't attend church.
Well, that was his reason. Apparently that was his reason. I don't think 2002 Shawn Michaels was all about church, to be honest, but apparently it was. Bischoff then introduces Shawn Michaels. I think at this point you're led to believe that Shawn Michaels is back in a wrestling capacity.
Are we? We haven't seen him wrestle.
No, but the way Bischoff's hyping him up.
Hypes him up and then says you're going to be a manager?
You're going to carry his bags. You're going to carry Hunter's bags. When Hunter's in the chaperone, you're going to be doing his makeup, Shawn. And no wonder Shawn Michaels takes exception to this. It's almost like they're having a dig at Shawn Michaels. Like, it's like that scene when Andy throws Woody away. I don't want to play with you now. And he throws him on the stack of cards. They want to play with a big nose roid at fucking Triple H.
I can understand why Shawn Michaels is feeling this way, though, because they kind of made Shawn Michaels... Bischoff was insinuating that he's like a sidekick, that he's going to be Triple H's lackey, he's going to be Triple H's manager, Triple H is going to be the man, and Shawn Michaels is just going to follow. And it's like, Shawn Michaels, if anything, it's the opposite. In DX, it always was. Michaels was the main guy, and Triple H was the sidekick. But I guess because Michaels can't go anymore, Eric Bischoff assumes that the roles are reversed. But Michaels isn't having it. Michaels says that he's been around here for over a decade, and he does
15 years, mate.
He does what he wants. Shawn Michaels tells Eric Bischoff, he's got it's either your way or the highway, and I'm not afraid to take the highway. So Shawn Michaels walks off. He isn't buying it. He said, no offense to Triple H, no offense to you, but I'm not going to be a jabroni because I'm not a B+ player.
No, exactly. Then Bischoff's like, you're leaving us, man. You're leaving all the fans. And Triple H is like, what you doing? What you doing, Uncle Eric? And he's like, you better go after him. He's your problem. Triple H runs to the back with his big nose. And he's like, Shawn, don't take your ball home like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, well, a dig at Austin wasn't really necessary. Triple H is like, come on, give me a chance. I can fix all of this. Shawn Michaels is like, look, I don't know if I can still go, but I'm no this lackey. I'm no this manager. I'm above that. And Triple H asked Shawn to give him some time. We also seen Bischoff in the opening promo, though, announce a ladder match. He says that we would be getting a unified Intercontinental Champion. So basically, the European title has been combined with the Intercontinental title, but it's just going to be called the Intercontinental title. So
end of an era.
Basically, a way to say the European title is shite.
Last time European title ever gets used. Never see it again.
I'd rather have just done that, though. Rather than come up with some name like the Eurocontinental Championship.
No, I agree.
You know, that would have sucked, so...
No, yeah, and that match is next. We've got Van Damme against Jeff Hardy in a ladder match. You know what? It was short and sweet. Was it the best ladder match this year? Probably not. I think Jeff Hardy and Taker take that, but I still enjoyed this match. It was a pretty sick spot where Hardy sits like cross-legged across the ladder, and Van Damme drop kicks the top of the ladder, and then he does
180 spins.
Yeah, he does like a 180 swanton bomb, and he lands on his
came so close to landing on his neck and landing on the edge of the ladder. Thankfully, he didn't, though. RVD then hit the frogs. It wasn't really a 5-star. It was more like a 1-star frog splash because obviously you can't generate the same momentum off the top of the ladder. Then he climbs up the ladder, grabs the belt, and becomes the new, well, technically retains the Intercontinental Championship, but he's now the new undisputed, unified Intercontinental Champion, so he defeats Jeff Hardy, but he helps Jeff up anyway. And yeah,
it's weird though. It's like Jeff had that match against Taker, beat Regal twice in a row, and then kind of like loses here. I'm not saying losing to Van Damme, but I feel like it's almost like he was getting pushed, Jeff, and then it just came
And then
To a halt.
he got pushed off a ladder by RVD.
Pretty much. Christopher Nowinski comes out and says, I'm misunderstood. I'm the only guy for Harwood. I mean, it's a heel gimmick, but I'm not really digging it, to be honest. And The Undertaker ain't digging it either. He comes out. You think, oh, he's not going to be too bad, the big Christopher, and then he just absolutely steamrolls him.
Why is he not going to be too bad? The Christopher, the guy's just lost his fucking title.
I don't know. It looked like on first sight, it was all right.
Would you want to be in the ring if Undertaker just lost his title the night before? Because I certainly wouldn't.
No, and Taker fucking steamrolls
Comes
him.
down, pretends to shake his hand, shakes his hand, and beats the shit out of him. Big, massive last ride, and the Undertaker has got Christopher Nowinski to shut the hell up. We then see Eric Bischoff backstage talking to Rhino. He says he knows that Rhino can be a killer. He wants Rhino on Monday Night Raw. Unfortunately, Rhino's still not back yet. He's still not fit. He's still not cleared to wrestle. Rhino says that he will stay in touch with Eric, though, so he's considering choosing Raw. We then see D'Lo Brown and Sean Stasiak in the background. They're both begging for an opportunity. Bischoff tells them, I've got a spare 3 minutes tonight, but he's better impress me or else.
Yeah, laying down the gauntlet to these two, and you kind of feel like these two are literally going to disappear after this match.
Yeah, Trish and Bubba Ray Dudley up next versus Molly Holly and William Regal. It's a mixed tag match, but without the mixed rules, so the women can fight men and men can fight women, and it was a pretty good match. William Regal, after losing constantly week in, week out, finally gets a win. He makes Trish Stratus tap out.
I'll tell you what, this is a good match.
It was a good match. But thank God William Regal won, because I don't think he could have accepted a
See,
defeat
in terms
tonight.
of level of enjoyment, I probably enjoyed it as much as the ladder match. Which, before going into this match, how could someone actually say that? But I've just went ahead and said it, so I'm going to own it.
No, but no, it's good. It's like, see intergender wrestling, I think when done right, it actually works. But now, anytime you get any sort, it's just the woman beating up the man. Like, look at Rhea Ripley versus Tosawa. What a joke.
Yeah, why did he agree to that, man?
At least the women's wrestling back here, it made sense. It was realistic. Like, Molly and Trish were only getting the upper hand when they were like, when they were getting like luck or not seeing them, or the other guy was helping them. But if it's a straight up fucking fight, then we know they ain't winning.
Yeah, no, I understand. Bischoff is then backstage talking to two people behind the door. He's like, you are the 3 minute warning.
But yeah, like I said, Trish, we're not going to talk about the finish of the match, no, William Regal, STF.
Oh, I was going to.
Makes Trish tap out.
Yeah, you know, pretty brutal for Regal. There was a few
Bubba Ray's halfway up the ramp. He tries to get down in time, but can't make it. William Regal celebrates like he's won the world title, defeating Trish Stratus.
Also, he has booked here, Eric Bischoff, a number one contendership match between Booker T and Benoit. He meets Benoit like halfway down the like corridor, and Benoit doesn't even say a word. Bischoff just he's like, I've got big things for you, Benoit, and then Benoit just looks at this big like oil painting of Bischoff and like sighs. It's like, was he plotting things 5 years early? Who knows, guys? Out comes The Rock. The Rock can't even get a word in, and then Eddie Guerrero interrupts him. I'm like, I completely forgot about this mini feud.
You know what? I have bashed Eddie Guerrero a lot. I've said that I believe he's overrated. I've said that his current run's not doing a lot for me, but I actually thought it was a good promo for Eddie Guerrero.
It was a good promo
So
for
credit
Eddie
where it's
Guerrero,
due.
right? But I will say this, two things I've got with it. One, he just lost to Spike Dudley at the pay-per-view. Literally. I mean, like, we can't...
Yeah, the guy got eliminated by Spike Dudley. Now he's coming out challenging The Rock.
And two, right? See, as good as it was for Guerrero, I just feel like The Rock mimicking like the mariachi band at the end of the promo just fucking buried him.
Yeah, it was a good
Eddie Guerrero. I didn't read that at all.
It was a good Eddie Guerrero promo, but yeah, The Rock definitely came out on top.
Yeah.
And therefore you don't really remember.
Guerrero spends 10 minutes talking about the fact his daughters have Rock posters and not him.
Like, see, come the way
And The
for
Rock's like, you sick freak.
Like, see, come the way for this. What do you take away for it? Do you take away the good Eddie Guerrero promo, or do you take away the fact The Rock buried him? For me, it's The Rock.
Yeah, it's The Rock burying him, and it's also the fact
Oh,
that...
Eddie Guerrero got buried.
And it's just like the fact the previous night that Spike Dudley beat him.
He beat him. He beat his ass.
Like, sometimes we watch this, guys, you know, we take like a month break. That's not happening anymore. But like, see if you're watching this back...
Weekly Monday Night Raw.
But see if you're watching this back in 2002, you'd be thinking, why is this guy coming out for the undisputed fucking champion here?
Yeah, I didn't really understand it. But Guerrero wants a shot, and tonight we're going to get it. We're going to get Guerrero versus The Rock.
Like, obviously, like, he's better than Ridge Holland, Guerrero, but that'd be like Ridge Holland getting eliminated by like the Viking Raiders in a tables match, And he comes out and challenges the tribal chief.
Yeah. Wouldn't be very good, would it?
No, it wouldn't be, but this was very good. The Rock mimicking
But
Guerrero
could we
was
just say that, like, pretty much everyone back here did have, like, main event potential, whereas in current wrestling they fucking don't? I think you could take a mid-card guy from this era and put him in a main event spot and he would sink, he would swim.
Yeah.
Whereas I think nowadays it just wouldn't happen.
No, yeah, the anchor would be it, and they would just...
Because the roster back in 2002 was that talented that pretty much you could stick anybody in that spot, I believe. But whereas now that's not the case.
No, you're absolutely right. Up next, though, we have got Brock Lesnar taking on Tommy Dreamer
In a Singapore cane match, whatever that is. Tommy Dreamer comes out with both canes. Brock doesn't get a cane, but he didn't need a cane. He just battered him.
He really didn't. Brock absolutely annihilates Tommy Dreamer here. There was a massive welt on Brock's dome because The Undertaker came out and cracked him one, man. You just seen a welt.
Tell you what, very good overhead belly-to-belly suplex by Brock Lesnar on Tommy Dreamer on the outside, and Tommy Dreamer survived.
He died, but...
Now, I didn't think someone with Tommy Dreamer's lack of ability and, like, athleticism... Oh.
Athleticism.
I say that word for me. I didn't think he should be taking this move.
Athleticism. The pronunciation is on point.
I didn't think he should be taking this move, but I guess Brock Lesnar's got the ability that he can actually like lock his shoulders and generate the momentum that he needs, and just he can get that sort of bounce on Tommy Dreamer, whereas we've seen Ridge Holland try this move on a couple of people and he's damn near killed him.
I think it's safe to say, though, the Undertaker is a Raw guy at this point.
Well, he is.
No, yeah, he is. But the thing is, with Triple H, why did he get the whole thing of, what brand will Triple H pick?
Because Triple H wasn't involved in the brand.
Ah, come on.
He wasn't. He was even in the title match.
Yeah, he was, but I think Triple H, McMahon made it pretty clear he was a fucking Smackdown guy like 3 months ago. I'm pretty sure he did, but you know
he
what?
was a SmackDown guy. No one's denying that. Because he lost the title to a SmackDown guy, so he stays on SmackDown. That was the rules, but Bischoff wanted to sign him. No one's disputing that. We know he's a SmackDown guy. Just like Taker's a Raw guy.
Not for long, though. It's almost like this wee Taker run's forgotten about. He feuds with the Un-Americans going into SummerSlam. What do you think about that?
Well, hopefully he wins.
Hopefully he does win. Weird segment up next. We've got Shawn Michaels in his god-awful purple shirt. Thankfully, he changes it later on. The Big Show confronts me. He's like, that Sweet Chin music you had a couple weeks ago stung, but you're not so big now.
Yeah.
Your wee friends behind you.
I don't see Nash. I don't see the rest of the NWO. And it's like, who's the rest of the NWO?
X-Pac, I said.
Why didn't he just say X-Pac then? And he's like, you don't look so tough now. Michaels then basically tells Show, I don't know if I'm tough. I haven't been tough in 5 years, but if you want to find out, then let's go.
It almost seemed like the cameras weren't there. It was like Big Show was like, here, you've been making me look like a dick the last couple of weeks. And Michael's like, well, I haven't been able to wrestle.
Big Show says, maybe we will go. And then he walks off.
Thank God we do not get this match.
Yeah.
Imagine Michael's return against Big Show and not an unsanctioned match against the game.
Oh, that would have sucked. Then we got D'Lo Brown versus Sean Stasiak. Planix. This guy was one of the best things on Raw when the brand split first happened. What happened? Like, why did they just take him off?
No. D'Lo Brown not really doing anything.
He was very, very entertaining. D'Lo Brown's been off the roids or something because he looks half the man he used to be.
And Bischoff gets bored with about 90 seconds.
He said he was going to give him 3 minutes. He only gave him about 90 seconds. Out come Jamal and Rosie, two big fat guys, and they lay a beat down on these two and leave them laying in the middle of the ring. Then we get Goldust and Booker T. Goldust congratulates Booker T on his victory at the pay-per-view. He sticks Booker T. Don King. He sticks Don King's hair on Booker T. And then we get your average Booker T. Goldust promo. I'd say the Booker T. Goldust thing is going downhill into it. It's like, I'm not saying it's bad, but I think when they first got together and they were doing the segments, it was fantastic. I think my favourite one's probably when they meet in like the 7-Eleven like store or whatever, and Goldust is like, if you want a sip of my soda, I'll give you a bite of my wiener or some shit like that.
Oh, that was brilliant.
And Booker T's complaining about not having him in a cup. It was weird, the cup selection. I think they had The Rock, Jericho, and Matt Hardy.
I was weird, wasn't it?
It's like,
all the WWF logos. We do have Triple H here. He throws a bin bag to Shawn Michaels. We don't see what's in this bin bag, but
Stick it on.
I think we can pretty much guess what is in this bin bag, though. Up next, we've got Booker T taking on Chris Benoit, #1 contenders match. This feels like 2000 January WCW to me.
It does, and you know what? Booker T was on a bit of momentum. He was on a roll, and then he just lost to Chris Benoit. Considering Chris Benoit lost to the Dudleys at the pay-per-view, I thought it was a bit weird, I'm not going to lie. Now, Booker T did have an injury, so maybe they were trying to play that into the factor here.
I think that's what they were
That
trying to do.
That it wasn't a fully fit Booker T.
But right, it just seems weird that these two guys lose to the Dudleys, Bubba Ray and Spike, and then on the next show, it's almost like that's forgotten about, and it's like, oh fuck, we have to push these two.
Yeah, and if you look at the Dudleys, they didn't come out too good tonight.
No, they really didn't.
Dudleys lost both their matches, so I don't know. Is it 50-50 booking? Might be. Eddie Guerrero lost anyway, but he looked pretty strong.
Talking of that match, Big Show versus Spike Dudley.
Eric Bischoff joined on commentary. He seemed to enjoy Big Show tearing apart Spike Dudley. After the match, Bischoff called for a table. We've seen the King and Jim Ross, especially JR. He wasn't very happy to be sitting next to Bischoff, and he especially didn't like Bischoff's treatment of Spike.
You little bastard. I like that this is the first Raw ever that the announce table was up on the ramp.
I think it's good up there.
I think it is.
Plus, it set it apart for SmackDown. I like that.
I think from their point of view, maybe it's harder to... I know they've got the monitors, but maybe they were so used to being there, maybe it's hard for them to adjust to it. But Bubba Ray comes out, you think, oh yes, 3D. Nope, chokeslam, Bubba through Spike, and Spike is squished. That's pretty much as simple as that.
Yeah, Bubba came out with a sore arm, so he wasn't really going to do much, was he, against Big Show?
Exactly.
Chokeslam on Big Show through the table, on top of Spike. Spike gets squashed like a bug, and it's all over. Big Show looking strong before he gets straight into SmackDown.
That's it. And then after a 4-year wait, Shawn Michaels returns to D-Generation X. Break it down. And you know what? It's mad to think that the NWO existed 2 weeks ago and DX is back.
Yeah, we went from NWO to DX pretty much just like that. Snap, click of the fingers.
And I feel like they did the right decision here. As great as it would have been to see DX for a couple of weeks, I think it was actually better to bring them out here, do the little stick for 10 seconds, and then Triple H to turn heel and hit him and injure him. Well, not injure him, but, you know, put him...
Take him out. Triple H, let's get ready to suck it. Kick, pedigree. Very good pedigree as well. Put all his momentum behind it.
Now, this is an iconic moment.
Yeah.
This is what I call an iconic moment.
JR couldn't believe it. He was like, how did Triple H just turn on his best friend, a guy that's like a brother to him? Didn't really get the feeling like Triple H was necessarily turning heel here, though. It almost seemed like maybe he was just pissed off at the way Michaels was reacting from earlier. But either way, Triple H has the
heel turn will be cemented, though, in future weeks.
A couple of weeks and the heel turn's completed.
Couple of weeks. Up next, though, is the main event. You can almost say this is weird. You know, I almost felt like this segment between Triple H and Michaels would have been the main event. But then we have, like, Rock and Guerrero after.
The Rock and Eddie Guerrero.
And a weird thing about this match is about, 15 minutes?
I mean, it was good, but it was just a 15-minute match with no title on the line.
And again, he just lost a Spike. I don't want to keep saying it, but how can a guy take The Rock this long?
Oh, he is Eddie Guerrero, like, you know what I mean? You say he lost to Spike. Spike did one move on him, like. It's not like Spike pinned him clean middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3.
Alright, maybe I'll take it back then.
But I would have just probably put the title on the line. If you're going to have the champion in a match.
But they're just trying to hype up Rock against Brock. SummerSlam.
Yeah, they are.
That's why I don't like when they do this shit, when they do it now. It's like, oh, they're hyping up one match, but there's title matches. Like, we just know you ain't going to lose.
Yeah, because earlier when we seen The Rock head to the back after his promo with Guerrero, Brock came out and he didn't even look at The Rock. He just walked past him. Yeah, after this one, Brock did come out. He looked at The Rock. He got the belt. Rock won, by the way, for anyone that didn't know. The Rock beat Eddie Guerrero. Good match. And then Brock came out, picked up the belt, went to give it to The Rock, but then he threw the belt on the ground and pretty much... Rock, not exactly too happy.
Not too happy, but it felt like the Sucker and Succotash promo. There was like no no words being spoke.
We also got Undertaker attacking Brock Lesnar after the Tommy Dreamer match, so...
I mentioned that. Where you been?
Didn't hear you.
Well, that's why you should open your fucking ears, buddy. And Stephanie McMahon opens her windy and the Bischoff confronts her. He's not too happy about why he's on.
Well, how's Stephanie there? You didn't mention she pulled up. She pulled up like half a minute before the main event.
I've just mentioned it.
Aye, well,
You're free to mention it too. You've
aye,
got a
well,
set
she
of lips.
pulled up. Aye, yep.
Aye, she turned up. Yo. Bischoff's being very smug here. He thinks Brock's going to be his own personal bodyguard. But then the door opens and Brock and Heyman get into the limousine, and you just know Heyman's just giving the smuggest look here. He thinks Brock getting into the limousine means ECW beat WCW in the fucking ratings. That's the sort of look you got off Paul Heyman here. And Bischoff's chasing the limo. You bastard! You bitch! I'll get you, Brock. I'll kick your fucking ass.
This was strange. Brock is choosing SmackDown, riding off in the limo with Stephanie McMahon, and Eric Bischoff is basically threatening to kick Brock Lesnar's ass. Even earlier, Bischoff had him standing up to McMahon saying that shit about Raw and WCW. Then he stands up to Triple H, and now he's telling Brock he's going to kick his ass. What happens to this Eric Bischoff when Austin comes back? I don't remember him saying to Austin, I'm going to kick your ass.
I know he does the whole jiu-jitsu thing, but you know what, guys? I really enjoyed this Monday Night Raw. I kind of want to give it...
I'm going to get a 9. I thought it was a really good... Best Raw since the Brad split.
I was going to say a 9 too. Yeah, it easily was, man. It easily... every match literally
delivered. It was very entertaining. Matches were good. Segments were good. Everything was good. We got ladder matches. We got a cane match. We got a table spot at the end of the Big Show match. I think every time Eric Bischoff is in a segment, it delivers. We got the big reveal at the end where Brock Lesnar is off to SmackDown. A very good ending to end the show. I mean, from start to finish, it was pretty much fantastic. So yeah, I enjoyed it. We also got the debut of 3 Minute Warning, which was pretty good as well. And I'm sure we'll see more of them. But yeah, overall, great show, guys. I'm giving it a 9. You're giving it a 9. And the mixed tag match was really good as well. So every match was great.
Well, maybe not Spike Dudley Big Show, but anyway, guys, they were all good, damn it. Till next time. Peace.